dear. How are you doing today? Good, good. Thank you for coming by the library. Have you been here before? No. Excellent. Well, that's so exciting. As you can probably see here, our library is a little bit different than the typical libraries that you see. Here we do quite a lot of more vintage books, vintage style as well of communication, record keeping, as you can see with my old Commodore typewriter here. We like to keep everything as more antique and vintage styled as possible. We don't keep to a certain time period necessarily, but we just want to give a certain aesthetic and vibe to our library here and create a very unique experience for everyone. Have you ever been to a library like this one before? Okay, well, I'm glad that this gets to be your first unique library experience. Did you come in looking for anything in particular? For sure, yeah. Okay. Well, why don't you take a seat in the chair right there behind you? Yeah, just pull that one up. Get comfy, and I'll get ready, and you can tell me all about this project. Excellent. Okay. All good there? Good. Give me 1 minute. Good. It's all set up there. So, about this project. Oh, fun. Oh, okay. I took a course like that before. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Good. Right, so you're looking for is that anything particular or just in that genre? Okay. All right. So, in summary, to make sure I got all the information correct, you are in a children's literature course, and you're looking specifically at some older children's stories, older volumes. Particular era at all? Or no. Okay, before that. Okay, but anything before then works for sure. And any theme in particular? Any author in particular you're looking for? Are you looking for books that are more popular or not as popular? Okay, so it's open. Okay. And is it just one book that you would need for this project, or are you looking for multiple? For sure, okay. So, one for now, and then you might be back later. Of course, of course. Did you have, final question here, did you have a thesis in mind for this paper you're writing? It's just going to help me narrow down some options for you, because I've got a ton of options, specifically because of our unique library. We've got a lot of the vintage children's books from kind of pre the 50s and before? Mm-hmm. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Oh, I never heard about that one. All right, so you've started your thesis. You're not fully into it, but you're thinking you're going to find some books that might be relevant to that. Excellent. All right. I can definitely help you with that, though, dear. Good. Would you be okay if I picked a couple options for you? Yeah, and then we'll go through them together, and then it's up for you to decide if you want to take them home or not. Excellent. So, my dear, before I go get these books for you, I just want to ask, I'm assuming since you've never been here, you do not have a library card. Okay. I see, for the other one. All right. Well, we do have to get you a special library card just for this library. So if you would be okay to stay comfy, and we will take a minute to type up and take all your info on the Commodore typewriter, just for our record's sake, and I can get you a library card. It might take a few days, just because we're back ordered on the physical cards, and we'd have to get your name printed on it as well. Yeah, so you could just have a temporary slip that you'll take with you with your info, about your book time and things like that. And then when you come to return them, or when you want to come by in a week or so, I'll get you that library card. Okay? Excellent. So, my dear, since I'm about already here, as you can see, we just do a basic typed information page. We do have an associate who makes sure it's filed safely away, and we do have a computer system that we put all that info on digitally, just in case. But this is all kind of part of the fun. All right. Do you have any questions? Excellent. Good. So, I'm going to get your basic info. So, could I get your lovely name? First and last. Okay. Okay. And your last name? Could you spell that for me? H. Excellent. And your middle initials? Just the initials is fine. Okay. Good. Now we are going to need, let me look at my list here, sorry. While this is fun, it does make our record taking take a little bit longer. I have to keep a sheet to help me remember all the info I need to ask from you. Okay, we're looking for date of birth and address, please. Is that the 28th? Okay. Thank you. And year. Excellent. So, yes, thank you. Address. Was there a unit or apartment number for that, or is that just the address? Okay, excellent. And there, good. Now, what was the other library that you do have a library card through? Okay. Yes, I know that branch very well. I have a friend who works there. I quite enjoy it there, so. Okay. How long have you had that card for? Okay. Excellent. Now, the final questions I have for you, my dear, are all kind of just personal, but not too personal questions relating to why you want a library card, books that you like, preferences, things like that, just so we have them on file about, why would you want a library card in the first place? Yeah, and that would be one of the reasons for sure. So I'll add that right away. Okay. Personal use as well, sure. Right. So in terms of genre then, is there anything specific? Like beyond schoolwork, if you were to come here for your own use? Oh, fun. Yeah. Fantasy as well. Okay. Good. Anything else? A little bit of romance. Fun. I'm not a big romance person myself, but I can see the appeal. Moving on, how did you hear about our library here? People were talking about it? Excellent. Anything else? Okay. So you saw the website. Good. I believe that is all of our questions for now. Let me take a look here. Okay. Excellent. All right. So that's all that I have for you for questions for now. Thank you for answering them. We do have, you can either fill out today or in the future, a little survey that helps us just learn how to improve our library, our book collection, and our services here. All right, so I'm just going to take this paperwork here, and I just need you to, at the very bottom, sign something for me. Okay, hold on. Apologize for the mess that my desk is. Just opened the other week, so trying to get everything in order. It's been a little hectic, yeah, for sure. Okay. So where I have X'd at the bottom of the page here, I'll give you this pen, all right? And just at the very bottom there, I need you to sign. Okay. This is just to confirm that your information is all correct and that you consent to a library card created for you. Excellent. Thank you very much. Get Gertrude to fill out. ready to move on to the books? Fantastic. This is certainly the fun part. All right. So you give me a moment and I will be right back with your books for you. So my dear, I've got 1, 2, 3 books for you here that I think the stories of and the content will match very well with the thesis. So I'm just going to go through, read the excerpt for you from each one, talk about each one a little bit, and then you can take it and decide what you would like. Excellent. So I'm going to start with, how about this one here? And as well, if none of these books work for you, we can, go back to the drawing board, pick you out some more. You're free to browse around the whole library as well. See what you like. Sure. So this first book is a old and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful edition of a Nancy Drew mystery. Yes, from Carolyn Keene, the original author. Yeah. Did you ever read any of the Nancy Drew books growing up? So yeah, some of the newer editions, yeah. Yeah, I heard there was many spin-off series. I read some of the originals, but I never read all of the spin-off books. Well, then you're in for a treat. While these books are older and speak to the time, they are still a fantastic read, gripping mysteries, and you really just learn to love Nancy as a character. So this particular one that we have for you is The Password to Lakespur Lane. The book was originally printed by Grosset and Dunlap Publishing Company. It's got these beautiful old black and white silhouetted prints on the inner lining of the book. I believe it's on both sides here. Okay. The book is a mere 220 pages. All the books here actually that I have are quite short, which is excellent for you in terms of researching. It's going to make it a lot easier. So, the synopsis of this particular story is that Nancy Drew finds a homing pigeon that attached to its leg has a note asking for help from an elderly woman who unfortunately is being held apparently in prison in a mansion. So it's basically the whole thing is Nancy Drew gets into danger, trying to find her, rescue her along with her friend Helen. Yeah, she's in quite a few of the books. So I thought that'd be related to your case. Finally, before we put this book away, if you want an interesting fact, is Carolyn Keene is actually a ghost writer. It is a pseudonym name for not one, but multiple men and women ghostwriters. Yes, I didn't know that until much later in life. It was very fascinating. I'm not sure of the history and the ins and outs of why it was multiple people under one name, but it would make for another very fascinating thesis. But that's what we're here for today. I'll have to think about that one for another time. So I'm going to put these ones right here beside you. All right. I'm going to move on to our second book here. This one is a bit more goofy than the other two, but it's very fun and very relevant, I'd say, to your whole thing. Exactly. So this is Revenge of the Rainbow Dragons, an endless quest book. It is a pick a path to adventure inspired by the Dungeons and Dragons game. And it's by Rose Estes with the, let's see the publishing company here. It's the TSR Game Wizards. Published in 1983. So this is going to be the most recently published book. But it's very fun and it's very related to, as you probably heard from the title, the Dungeons and Dragons game and the rise of that in the 80s. So, read you the synopsis here. You have been tricked. Forced into a duel of wizards at the mysterious Rainbow Castle, you are magically separated from your teacher and grandfather Pentagon, who battles for his life against 3 evil wizards. You must get back to him. The paths you may take are many, and the choices are yours. Will you be thrust into limbo and be forced to explore the misty cloud castle and meet giant rainbow dragons? Will you go into the dungeons and fight the strange monsters of the lower regions? Or will you venture up into the highest towers of Rainbow Castle and be forced to overcome the magical traps that the evil wizards have set for you and your friends? Action and adventure are yours in every Endless Quest book. You will find yourself returning again and again to experience new paths of excitement. Remember, only your choices can help bring about the revenge of the Rainbow Dragons. It's so fun, isn't it? So these are one of the many books around these times that I love to read now. That's a choose your own adventure type book. Did you ever have any of those growing up, or someone that you knew? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I knew of this one as well as my mom handed me down a sleepover one. Yeah, it was so much fun. Cheesy, but a lot of fun. So this is, while not a traditional like literary book, I think that this would be an excellent basis for your thesis, as well as a very interesting talking point, talking about the popularity of Dungeons and Dragons, as well as the fun and popularity of these choose your own adventure books. Yeah, you can talk about how they shaped this time period, things like that. Excellent. They also have, let me show you a good one here. Tons and tons of, again, cool black and white photos here. This one's of these knights and the boy that's your main character, and an owl as well that are fighting right here. So it's a lot of fun. And this one is short as well. It is only 157 pages, and that is also if you were to go through and try to follow every path and every option in the book. All right. Any questions before we move on to the final book? Good. All right. Here I've got a Winnie the Pooh, classic literature by A.A. Milne. Have you read this one? Yes, okay. Been a while though? Okay, excellent. Well, this is a beautiful, beautiful edition from (1961) is this reprint. The copyright renewal was in 1954, and Winnie the Pooh was originally written in 1926. Almost 100 years ago now. Oh my god. But so for this story, I don't need to give you a synopsis since you've read it, and a lot of people know the story already. But it is a nice 161 pages, as well as it has tons and tons and tons of these adorable pictures. There's a map on the interior of the 100-acre wood as well. We've got lots of beautiful sketches in black and white here. There's both full page big pictures, as well as like cute little drawings of the characters, especially in their original design. So, of all the stories I picked for you today, I do believe that Pooh is going to be the best option, in my personal opinion. It is up to you. But I believe that the story is the richest, with the most literary influence over time. It's going to be at least in my opinion, again, it's up to you, it's going to be the easiest to align with your thesis. It's going to be the easiest to incorporate with other research. There is a lot of books and papers on the history of the author, the story of Winnie the Pooh itself, the history of it. So you would have the most content to work with this story. The other stories as well, I think there could be a lot that you could talk about. Again, so you may pick, but I would say Winnie the Pooh is going to be your best option. So I'll leave the 3 here for you. Let you take a look at them for a second. And then you decide and let me know. Alright? If you give me a moment, I just need to work on writing up some more paperwork here that I missed, alright? Great, thank you. Take your time. Know if you have any questions, that's fine. Yeah, so it is a 2-week loan, but you can come back in or give us a call if you need us to extend it for another 2 weeks. Excellent. Yeah, and then after that, if you do 4 weeks in total, then you do have to bring the book back in to be re-stamped for you, okay? you've made a decision. Excellent. Are you going to take one of them home with you? The Winnie the Pooh one. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Well, if you pass all those back to me, they're right here. Thank you. I'm going to take these, put these other ones back to your return. Alright. So, I've got in here do you remember these old, the old stamps? So I've got the whole card here. So I'm going to get you I'm going to stamp the due date at the top for you. But on this card, it's got the info. So it's got the name of the book, the book number, and the author on it. So A.A. Milne, the book number 386862. And I've just had everyone, you sign your name in the far left box. And then you're going to write your phone number in the middle. And then I will stamp the far side as well for you. Yeah, and then we'll just have the date. So if you got the pen there. Okay. Hope you miss. Excellent. Alright, and so all that info's correct. Good. Lines up with your paperwork. So I'm going to slip it back in the back here. Please don't remove this from the book. Alright, so I'm going to first stamp the pink card with, this is going to be the date. That you have gotten the book out. And then your due date, if you ever need to reference it, is going to be again in the top yellow section, okay? Good. I know, these were so fun, weren't they? So much better than getting a receipt or something. Hey? All right. Well, my dear, that is all set there for you. So again, come back in the next 2 weeks if you're returning the book or renewing it, and we'll get you your card, or come back anytime next week. We're open Mondays through Saturdays until 8 p.m. All right. Any more questions for me, dear? No. Okay. I hope you've had an amazing experience at the Vintage Library here. I hope you come back soon, and I hope that you have the best of luck on writing that paper. Alright, well, take care, and I will probably see you next time. Alright, bye now.